Hey folks, welcome back to America's Worst Podcast. Again, I'm Austin Q. I'm here with my buddy Ralph Andrade. Thanks again for joining.
Absolutely.
Ralph is a young entrepreneur. He is the owner of Mensch, and Mensch is
a men's personal care line that I've been working on. It's going to be servicing men from A through Z, anything from shampoo to conditioners, all the way to beard products and face and body products.
All right. So Ralph here has recently become an American citizen. He's been in this country for about 12 years. Ralph, just out of an overall perspective, the journey to become an American citizen, was it really that tough, or is it actually pretty simple?
It is. The part of coming to this country is a tough part. Becoming citizen is not as difficult as some think.
So it's harder to get in the door.
Exactly.
But once you're in the door, it's pretty smooth sailing.
Yes, as long as you don't get in trouble.
Okay, all right. And so why America? Why not the UK? Why not Australia or something like that?
It's just, I think we had the opportunity to come here due to the fact that my mom was a nurse. 10 years ago, there was no nurses in this country. They were hiring nurses from all over the globe, and my mom was part of that demographic that qualified to come here under that. So I was lucky enough to come here, and that's why we chose America.
Okay, and you guys came from India.
Yes.
So she got her qualifications in India, and those qualifications met the qualifications, the standards in America?
Funny you mentioned that, because my mom has been a nurse for so long, before nursing was even a real profession.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
she was...
She's old school.
Like, she was like an intern nurse, you know, who helped out in the hospitals, and she became a nurse that way. And they honored her qualifications because she's been a nurse for so long. She indeed had to pass the NCLEX exam to be a qualified registered nurse here.
All right.
But yes, she did all the qualifications to be a
And what age were you when you
I was 17 years old
17.
when I moved here.
Because I remember you in high school.
Yes.
I remember you were the new foreign kid.
Absolutely.
Back in the day in high school. And,
one of the only
we have some other stories about that. But what was it like coming here, and did you ever feel any kind of prejudice or anything like that? Did people treat you pretty fair? Because you came to Arizona.
Yes.
It's not like you went to the South.
Right.
Or anywhere with the crazy stuff's going on right now. You came to Arizona. There's not a lot of that around here. Did you experience that at all?
For the majority of the part, considering the demographic of people I hang out with, who happen to be mostly Caucasian, I've never felt discriminated. If I was discriminated, it was by people in higher authority, example, a police officer, in one occasion, and there's been, odd comments, typically stereotypical in nature, or
Speaking of typically, did you know English before you?
Absolutely, we learn English in our country.
Yeah, everyone in India knows English.
Yeah, and we in fact learn English before our own national language in India. So we learned Hindi, which is our national language, in the 5th grade, but we start English from day one in school.
So with the whole coming here, getting settled in, how long did it take for you to actually get the hang of the ropes and understand how the people were, how the people acted? Obviously, there's things in India you could do that you can't do here. There's things that you can do here that you can't do in India. How long did it take you to transition into that, hey, I'm Ralph the American now?
It really took me a while. Honestly, it took me around 3 to 4 years after coming out of high school to adjust to the American lifestyle.
What was the hardest part of adjusting?
It was the fact that I studied in a boarding school for 7 years, and I moved to Casa Grande. Not the ideal American suburbia, if I may. It's just.
And for those who don't know, Casa Grande is a small little armpit in Arizona, out in the tumbleweeds in the middle of Phoenix and Tucson, and there's not a lot of things to do out there.
Absolutely not.
And you had to prove something now that you were here and that you were gonna be an American citizen one day.
Honestly, with that, it was mostly me focused on my education. With the Indian culture, that's mostly what we focus on. So that was my main goal for my mom to bring me here for a better opportunity of education, quality education. And that was my main goal, is to make sure I got through college. So as soon as I graduated high school, I went to college, didn't take a break, nothing like that. Just went to college and got it out of the way.
And you were going to college for?
Air Transportation Management at Arizona State University.
Wow. Has that been something that you've been?
I've always wanted to do it. It's not something I'm currently taking part in terms of career-wise, but honestly, down the line, I would love to do something in aviation.
What was the first thing you did after you got your citizenship?
I got my voter registration card.
Okay, all right. Did you do any recreational activities?
Oh yes.
Did you go out?
We partied a lot. This shirt has been through a lot last month.
That's a nice shirt. I love that
Thank
shirt,
you.
by the way.
Yeah, just last week, 2 weeks ago, my buddy Dick and a few of his friends, we got together in a few bars in downtown Phoenix, and we had a good time.
All right. Since you've been in America, I mean, I consider you more American than most people I know. You got the shirt, you're rocking the shirt, you have the grammar. You have better grammar than most people I know. And the shoes are just badass. Can you kick that up real quick? Those are just some badass shoes. Look at how patriotic that is. So is there anything that you've seen since you've been here that you would think other Americans would know, like geography-wise? Maybe they'd know a little bit more about India.
Just from an outside perspective, I think that Americans don't have the opportunity to learn what the globe is about, what other countries are doing in subjects like geography that I don't think are even taught in this country. Surprisingly, a lot of Americans I've come across talk about the Middle East, but if you told them where's the Middle East and gave them a global map, they would not be able to tell you that. It blows my mind. I think that it's very important to know who's around you, because it makes you clueless about the things going on around the world.
Culture-wise, to this country.
I think our work ethic and our education, how we cherish and make sure everyone gets a quality education, and making sure we do right by each other, you know, just do what's right.
Right.
Focus on a quality education. And
have you ever been arrested here?
Yes, I have been arrested.
While you were a citizen?
No, I got arrested before becoming a citizen.
Was that a bigger hassle than if you were a citizen?
Yes, absolutely. You get treated differently.
Wow.
I mean, I was pulled over once by a police officer in Casa Grande outside the old food city. Me and my old friend Troy were in the car, and my headlights were off. So he pulled us over. He's like, "Oh, your headlights were off. We just want to see, you know, you're in the wrong part of town, so I'm going to have to ask you to search your vehicle."
Wow.
All right, so he goes into this whole rant about, so where you from, what are you doing for school, and I kept answering him. He's like, "Oh, so you're doing," I was at the time studying aeronautical engineering, and he's like, "Oh, so you've been building planes and stuff?" I was like, "Yeah, pretty much." He's like, "Oh, can you do me a huge favor?" And I was like, "Go ahead." He's like, "Just don't build any planes that crash into buildings."
Oh man, that's...
And after that, you know, I thought it was funny, you know, because I'm just like, dude, I have a great sense of twisted humor, but then
it's good humor. That's
it's
like
just,
the gray area.
Yeah,
it's funny, you know. But.
Exactly. And then, you know, he went on into other things I don't want to mention on this video, but it was just kind of like one of those situations, and it made me feel out of place. And that was the first time I felt that I was of a different race when I was treated that way. Yeah.
Was there any other time that you interacted with the police, anything like that, where you felt?
The only time I think the other time was at Country Thunder when.
Country Thunder.
Yes.
Now that's.
Yeah, that's kind of.
What is Country Thunder? Can you tell our viewers what Country?
Well, Country Thunder is this one badass country concert that lasts from Thursday all the way to Sunday. People camp out there with their RVs, and it's just concerts, music, partying, 4 days nonstop.
Action with the police.
Yes.
Well, how did it go?
It was an undercover cop. He tapped me on my back, and he's like, "Hey, do you have any ID?" I'm like, "Excuse me, who are you?" He whips out his badge. He's like, "Yeah, I'm Phoenix PD. I need to see some ID for that beer you just dropped in that trash can." I was like, "Oh, I don't have any ID," you know. I was like trying to play dumb, and then he just gets me in this, like, he detains me, and then he takes me back to this holding area they had set up, you know, and he's all asking me all these questions, and then he's talking to me in third person, like, "Hey, what race do you think this guy is?" I'm like, "Excuse the fuck out of me, but you're out of line there for looking at me and asking an officer next to you what my race is. Like, you could have asked me that question." But he had to say it out loud, like he was trying to make a point, like, "Oh, you're foreign," you know? But hey, that's the only time I've ever been discriminated.
What happened after that? Did they let you go? Or?
Yeah, they let me go. They just wrote me a ticket and sent me on my way. It's one of those odd situations.
Yeah, that's.
But not everyone is like that. I don't go around saying I'm a victim, oh, everyone's racist. I'm just saying those are the circumstances I've personally experienced in my life here.
But on the bright side, you went to Country Thunder. I mean, a lot of people that migrate to this country, especially from the Middle East, the eastern areas, a lot of them don't really just jump into the culture here. Like, I'm not seeing a lot of them going to Country Thunder. You know, I think you're the only.
Hey, see, I've always been about the American culture. You know, I've been to Country Thunder twice. I've been to NASCAR once. I've been to all kinds of concerts.
Hey, we're glad to have you, Ralph.
Hey, absolutely,
Welcome.
Man. Thank you.
American citizen now.
Love this country.
So, for our viewers out there, is there anything you'd like to let them know, maybe about the trial and error of becoming an American citizen?
I just think, like, you just gotta appreciate people for who they are. You know, there's gonna be people that come from different countries, but this country was built by immigrants, if I may, from other countries a very, very long time ago. We just can't look past that. That's just what this country was built on. And I think if you're more educated, more knowledgeable about our surroundings on the east and west side of the globe, I think we'd be great people. Just
know what's going on the other side of the world.
Yes, knowledge is power, and if your ignorance is just going to make you look stupid and your race look stupid. The way I look at it is, every time I do something, I'm a representation not only of myself, but the race I represent, the nationality I come from. So every time I do something, I think twice before doing it, because I'm a representation of something bigger than me. And that's why when an American goes out into an international community, they're looked at a certain way compared to me going out into the international community and being perceived another way, just because of ignorance.
All right, Ralph. Well, thanks again for joining me.
Absolutely, anytime.
Right. And you can find Ralph's product, Mensch,
at menschpersonalcare.com.
All right. I'm Austin Q. Please subscribe. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.